Hey guys, so it's Katie King here, and today it's the 65th anniversary of Disney's Sleeping Beauty, and I absolutely love this animated movie. I think this animated movie is so beautiful. It was released in 1959. But on this day, about 65 years ago. But unfortunately, when it was first released, it wasn't very well received. Nobody really liked it, and it wasn't really loved or praised like the previous Disney princess movies. And since they didn't really, and the Walt Disney Company thought that decided not to do any more princess movies, because going into the fantasy realm actually may not have done them very well. So that's why after Sleeping Beauty they decided to focus more on animal films. And it actually took them about 3 decades, 30 years to basically allow them to build the confidence to make the next Disney princess movie, which was The Little Mermaid. I absolutely love this anime, but to me, Sleeping Beauty would always be the best animated film. And believe it or not, as a child, I didn't really watch it very much. Yeah, well, however, I did watch it once, but I just really wasn't interested in it. It was very boring, and I didn't really see what a marvel it was. But as I got older, I fell more and more in love with it, and I basically found things that I really loved about the film, to the point where it's actually one of my favorite Disney animated films of all time. And Aurora is actually my favorite Disney princess of all time. And I always enjoy, and that's why when I and that's why I always Disney bound every single to Aurora twice in a row. Every single time where I would do that. Okay, so and but I decided to come up. So for this video, I actually decided to come up with a sequel to Disney Sleeping Beauty. Basically, you know how Sleeping Beauty Princess Aurora is basically a damsel in distress, and she doesn't really do anything throughout most of the movie, and the fairies are the main characters. Well, I actually came up with a brilliant idea for a sequel to make Aurora more the hero rather than a side character. So here is how it goes down. The sequel will take place about a few years after the events, the animated film, and basically Prince Philip has proposed to her, and they are planning to get married. However, but unfortunately, a few days before they are set to get married, unfortunately, a total eclipse happens, destroying all the fairies' magic and curses. And Maleficent basically comes back to life. She decides to get her revenge. She then decides to try and get her revenge. She casts a spell of slumber over the entire castle and tries to kidnap Princess Aurora, But instead Philip basically goes in front of them and basically comes between him, her and Maleficent, and instead he gets captured as well. She does try to kidnap Aurora, but she was able to escape into the forest, and to her determination, she decides to try and find a way to basically rescue Prince Philip. So the three fairies decided to take her to the fairy realm, and that is where she met the most powerful fairies. They are all really, really old, but they are very knowledgeable and they know all about magic. So with a little bit of determination and a very powerful, moving speech, the queen of the fairy godmothers decided to help Aurora in her quest. So she assigns all of the most powerful fairies in the kingdom to go and basically help Aurora. Aurora discusses her plan to free Philip. It cuts back to Prince Philip. He basically is in the dungeon, and Maleficent tries to seduce him and tries to please him and persuade him to come and live and move in with her. But he refuses to accept her proposition, for he only loves Aurora and no other woman. She becomes quite angry and decides never, and absolutely hates Philip for that. As for Princess Aurora, she then discusses with the fairies about what their plan will be. They will sneak up to the forbidden mountain, basically cast a spell of slumber over the guards as they and also try and distract them, and then Aurora will basically try, and then they would sneak into the royal chamber, and when Maleficent is sleeping, tries to distract her, where Aurora will grab the keys and try and get Prince Philip out and try and find where Prince Philip is locked up. And as soon as Prince Philip is free, the fairies would use their magic to basically get them out, and they will go back to the kingdom, and the fairies will destroy Maleficent's castle, and they will and that way Maleficent will get killed and finished. At first the fairies don't really want to kill or murder anyone, but Aurora said that it's the only way. So they all agreed to go. Now, they do seem to follow the plan quite perfectly, but Maleficent basically unfortunately wakes up and she basically stuns the fairies, drawing the group to basically get away from Maleficent, from the Forbidden Mountain. The fairy says that they that they are not risking their their lives or using their magic up anymore for this. For Maleficent is too powerful. Aurora tries to persuade them to stay, but they're not having any of it. They leave Aurora alone. As she basically starts crying and weeping, she basically realizes that the only way she has an epiphany, the only way that she can be that she can save Philip is by the power of love. So she decides to sneak right back into the castle and basically realize that she has some magic inside of her, but she's not quite sure. She basically quietly grabs the key. However, she quickly grabs the key and quickly unlocks Philip's cell, but as she tries to get out, she basically wakes up the guards, and they all start chasing Aurora. Aurora and Philip run through the castle as fast as they can, and just before they could leave the car, they could escape. Maleficent basically turns on them. But Aurora is more stronger now. She tells Maleficent that she would never take her or Philip alive, and that she loves Philip more than anything. And the fairies appear once again. And the power of love and her heart basically bursts out of her chest, and with a beautiful and with a very bright glow, Maleficent is blinded, and with the fairies' help, they were able to use all of their magic to destroy Maleficent once and for all. And Maleficent dies for good. But unfortunately, when the fairies have used up all of their magic, and they become very weak, and they can no longer be fairy godmothers anymore. They're gonna have to go up into the stars now. Aurora thanks them for all their help, and together Aurora basically, and so the fairies descend into the heavens, and they become stars in the sky. However, when Aurora and Philip basically goes back to the kingdom, they were able to. Aurora, with the power of love, was able to break the spell, and she was able, and everybody wakes up from their deep sleep. They are so happy. Her parents are so happy to see her, and for her amazing courage and determination, they decided to crown her queen. So, a few days later, Aurora has a coronation. The next day she has a coronation, and a few days after that, Aurora marries Philip, where they live happily ever after for the rest of their lives. So yeah, that's basically the sequel, which I think would be very good, which I think would be awesome. Aurora finally becoming queen and her being rewarded for her courage, and her being more like the hero rather than the damsel in distress. Yeah, I actually really think it's a really awesome story. So I like it. I really like it. So I hope you guys enjoy the video, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Leave a lovely comment down below to see what you think of this, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys, and have a magical day.